Redshark's NAB coverage is brought to you by
Hi, my name is Barbara Spicek. I'm the president and GM for NEWTEK.
And I'm Will Waters, head of global product management for the NEWTEK portfolio.
I would say it's been a combination of two things. One is the pandemic itself kind of fueled the need for video production, and it went way and beyond the classical segments, enterprise, education, people having to teach remotely, houses of worship, so it just naturally expanded our opportunity. But then also we did a couple of major initiatives and changes. In 2020 we launched a new channel program, coming up with new benefits requirements for partners, launched NEWTEK University and trained thousands of people on our products, not only sales and technical but also deployment. Through the acquisition of Visati, we actually got global footprint. So it really allowed us to expand into EMEA and APAC, and then finally we also recruited a ton of new partners, went above and beyond the classical NEWTEK footprint and really recruited more SI, system integrators and distributors across the globe. First, as I said, is Pro AV is everywhere now, right? Whereas used to be, and limitations, now it's, like I said, education, houses of worship, any blogger, anybody producing an enterprise, people wanting to do professional town halls, professional demos. It's just, I say, what is Pro AV anyway, because the market is everywhere. And then the other thing that we've seen is there is a more need for complete solutions. So we're not only selling a switcher anymore, it has to be the switcher and the cameras and the converters, and the solutions just become way more complete. And then obviously, Will, I'm sure you got more.
Yeah, the evolution of AV is really to that point. So then you marry the technology to really what that need is. We're in a world that we've come out of where spaces, we're really thinking about how those spaces operate. So you may be in a hybrid mode. We might not have a studio that has everyone together. Their production personnel may be in different locations. Or even from a standpoint of consumption, viewership is used to all different kinds of video tailored to what they need. So the evolution in AV, we used to think about a lot of AV as just the need to get audio and video from one place to another. In today's world, it has to be tailored, it has to be enriched, just to be relevant to whatever the communication is. And so at NEWTEK, we really focus on really bringing that storytelling even into what would be traditionally the non-exciting parts of AV, right? To be able to really evolve and deliver story so that we can communicate, even if we're remote, we can communicate just like we were standing in front of each other or in the same room. So that evolution has been very, very important, along with the technology that NEWTEK products have been able to bring out. But of course, it's always about becoming really transparent to the storytelling and really having that in multiple areas, because we're all used to video now.
Obviously, I joined the company 2 years ago, so for me, this evolution and this explosive growth has been just amazing. And I always say one is the technology, because we have, with the TRICASTER portfolio and the technology we offer, to really, as Will said, the demand is now so across segments, from any entry-level solution but still professional broadcast quality up to the highest standards, and the portfolio, aligned with budget needs, across those segments is really a strength. The second one I'd say is our channel, because our channel partners, they were 30-year-long loyal channel partners we have, and that are committed, that are very knowledgeable in our products. And we also, as I said earlier, we expanded and we got new ones. And combined with the certifications, they have the skill set to serve our customers. So that really helps you to scale as a company. And then I would say lastly, people. I mean, I found NEWTEK is from R&D through sales, through enablement, through logistics, ops. We have highly motivated people. And not only that, I would take people beyond NEWTEK, because what I found is NEWTEK has almost like a cult following out there, right? It's the old partners we have, the customer has, you have a little bit of a cult status to NEWTEK. So I would say all these three together are our strengths.
Yeah, I could talk to that from, well, NEWTEK and TRICASTER are very synonymous, from a branding standpoint. TRICASTER really it's a product that allows you to do so many different things that you would need in production, from video switching to graphics insertion, recording, streaming, be able to do some automation so that you can really bring about those complex level of video production, but making it easy and consistent, really, for the productions of any level to be able to deliver that consistent storytelling, that consistent message. And as Barbara just mentioned before, the ability to evolve that into really a branding that is specific for whether you're in the corporate space, whether you're in the education space. We have video all around us all the time. Even what we're doing today is being delivered through video out to viewership. We need to be able to tailor that specifically to whatever those viewers are looking at. So the TRICASTER line really allows for those that are wanting to aspire to be able to deliver a web show. Maybe they're working with live events. We have larger systems that allow for studio work, allow for corporate, as we mentioned, town halls. But the benefit of that is that when you combine the solution along with computers and networks and some really special software, you really have the opportunity to expand beyond local spaces and be able to bring in both talent as well as production personnel to really be able to feed the content needs, no matter what level of production or what level of company or entity you may be. Well, as we were just been talking about, AV is expanding, and video is now a part of all of our everyday lives. So NEWTEK is being known for being able to really take those tools and deliver that to storytellers, no matter what level of production that you may be used to working in. But bringing that now into adjacent markets, say education, to be able to take instruction and enrich the content and instruction so that a student or a learner could be able to not just receive maybe that instruction, but be able to go back through the material at their own leisure, be able to interact maybe with network connectivity and have that as a part of the captured solution that then goes on for either posterity or for being able to create new rubrics in education. Video really has become that virtual room that we normally think of maybe lectures or deliveries or presentations as it needs to be in a space and at a local particular time. So as we move into adjacent areas, it really becomes any opportunity to deliver some type of message. There's an opportunity to do that through video, and NEWTEK has very much always been on the forefront of having that type of technology or products when those customers are ready and eager to be able to deliver that to out to their viewers or those that they're trying to deliver their message to.
One of the things we're all, and we do at NEWTEK, we actually study, of course, the segments we're selling. And across the last years, education obviously is an obvious one. Everybody had to go remote teaching. Enterprise has grown tremendously and will continue to grow because everybody just doesn't want to do town halls or videos anymore. They want to do it professional, right? Which is why they need equipment to do broadcast-like, production. And then interesting ones we see development in stuff like medical, remote health and telehealth and things like this. This has been one that I've been hearing about. So we see, that's what I'm saying, we see it expand and creep into almost every segment, right? Because the needs, as we say, our tagline is more stories better told. We give storytellers a voice. It's like storytellers are everywhere now. Well, channel is huge for us. As you will be aware, we are a 100% channel company. We don't go direct, we go through channels only. I mentioned before we've launched an incredible channel program 2 years ago, which has benefits and requirements, which means you're required to certify and have a certain level, right, and be savvy and have demo equipment, but then we support them with a wealth of benefits, including MBF, helping them drive demand gen, technical support, sales support, and of course, the higher the status, they get certain levels of discounts. The more you put into NEWTEK, the more you get out of it. And we have deal registrations, rules of engagement. So we really support them with a slew of program benefits. And then we obviously have the direct support. Our guys doing remote demonstrations with them, helping them directly in front of customers. And the higher the level of the program, again, also the higher number of leads we give them, because again, the ones that invest the most into NEWTEK, we want to be treating the best in the program. We've seen growth of the channel. Our growth is the channel's growth, right? We doubled the business almost twice in 2 years. We've seen international grow incredibly. So overall, we grew about 40% over a year, but international grow faster because we put investment in there, we recruited new partners. We've also seen the deal size grow, which is really interesting. As I said, selling full solutions. They're not selling the switcher anymore. They're selling switcher with the camera, with the converters. They're adding their support. They're adding their professional services, so expanding this way. And then we, over the last 2 years as well, we established support infrastructure in international with headcount, with spare parts. So now they can also provide support across the board.
NDI is the most prolific video standard moving audio and video around the planet today. And that really came out of a lot of the development with NEWTEK early on. NEWTEK released that to the market in 2015, and we've just seen phenomenal adoption, even to the point where NDI moved on to its own business unit to be able to really support that entire community and the continuing innovation there. Now, NEWTEK being so close to the development, that technology really allows for the storytelling to then have the flexibility that really only computers and networks driven on software can provide to be able to really rethink about how the constraints of a standard video production would really limit what the things that you can do. You don't necessarily have to have that physical studio to get your story out. Or in the old world, we had to have the cameras only a certain distance from the video switcher, which means that the people had to be also local. Today, because of a network, that the idea of remote production is really not just about lowering costs, it's about delivering flexibility. And NDI is an incredible ecosystem that allows for that, and their NEWTEK takes advantage of that at every angle, at every level, to the deepest integration, being able to provide switching, recording, discovery and registration, the ease of use of just utilizing sources on the network, and then of course being able to connect and interconnect with any of the devices that are NDI enabled. That means that NEWTEK product has the ability to interact, and it's not just about the product, it's about the solution, which is why you combine that with the channel, with the products, and of course NDI, it really delivers an entirely different, new, flexible way of delivering your story. For anything that you do, you need to either make money with it or save money. And, there has to be a business case to go along with that. And ultimately, when we're in a world where you need to deliver more content, put it in more places, but you also have to do that on a constrained budget and do that all on the viewer's demand, well, you're only going to get there with computers, software, and networks, and that's where we play.
Oh, we're doing lots of things this year. I mean, some is just like continue what you know works well, right? So we will continue to develop on the channel program and add stuff that just helps the channel partner, because ultimately we go through partners. We'll continue the product development because, and he was hinting to some, of the new things we're going to be doing around education, some technologies, but we will always have excellent R&D and add more products, because we have an incredible history with product launches. When we launch products, we usually get a lot of momentum in the market. We're going to continue the investment in headcounts, so we will further expand across the globe, especially international, which is still our growing market. We're going to invest in marketing campaigns and drive demand gen, because we pride ourselves on giving leads to the channel, right? Because then they will love, having opportunities to grow. And then we're doing one great thing this year, actually, which will be launched right after NAB. We're launching what's called the TRICASTER Director of the Year initiative. So we're actually going to put this out to the entire world. I mean, we sold thousands of TRICASTERs, and we're going to put out to everybody to provide us with a video of the best production, with using a TRICASTER, where we were having actually categories by vertical. So we're going to have education, houses of worship, enterprise, and so on, asking people to send in clips, 30, 60 minutes, and then by the end of the year there will be an independent panel and voting pulled through social media. So I think that's really fun, and it's going to allow for these guys to show us what wonderful stories and creative things they did, but it also should really drive sales, because it drives a lot of awareness.